Hey guys, this is Matt Brunet, and welcome to Movie News Weekly, hosted by FilmBook. Now before we begin, let's take a look at what we got in this week's news, which includes the secret life of success at the box office, what's happening with the next Tintin film, a visionary genius is gone, the original director's response to the controversy, and a producer's response to another controversy, Idris Elba is a director now, how the Power Rangers movie will be different, Van Damme still have some moves left in him, who's joining Woody Allen's next movie, and Hollywood's first sex symbol is back on the big screen. So with that said, let's get things started. Now that the fish is getting old, time to replace that with a dog. The Secret Life of Pets made a very strong opening at the box office during the weekend by starting with about $103 million. This makes it the second animated feature in a row this year that started with more than $100 million during its first weekend, with the first being Finding Dory. Speaking of that film, both Legend of Tarzan and Dory made it to second and third place this week by both making more than $20 million, with Tarzan being one step ahead. As for the other new movie this week, Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, it started off on the low end in fourth place with more than $16 million. Following from behind include The Purge Election Year with almost $12 million, Central Intelligence with more than $8 million, Independence Day Resurgence with almost $8 million, and The BFG with more than $7.5 million. Hey, come on guys, you can't keep us waiting for that long! In an interview with Time Out, Steven Spielberg discusses about the update on what is happening with the long-rumored sequel to The Adventures of Tintin. He explained that his partner of the first film and who's supposed to direct the second, Peter Jackson, was mostly spending his time to make the Hobbit films and an unannounced movie under Amblin Entertainment. However, he said that once he's done with the latter, he will get to work on the Tintin sequel, which the script is already prepared. Spielberg also stated that he and Jackson want to make a trilogy with an unannounced director making the third film. Sad news for the world of artistic cinema, as Iranian filmmaker Abbas Kiarostami has passed away at the age of 76. His death was reported to be from gastrointestinal cancer, which he has received treatment for in France. Kiarostami was very well known to break the rules in a poetic and experimentally visual manner that director Jean-Luc Godard stated that films begin with D.W. Griffith and end with Abbas Kiarostami. His moment of glory came in 1997 when his seventh film, Taste of Cherry, won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. His last feature film was the 2012 Like Someone in Love, which was another movie that he put in competition at Cannes. He will surely be missed. Finally, at least someone gets that it's not because of misogyny. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter and Mashable, producer and director of the original Ghostbusters, Ivan Reitman, speaks out about the massive controversy over the backlash on the upcoming reboot. His thoughts in it are that it's not really because of sexism, like how the main cast is now women, but because the fans are so personally attached to the original. He stated, "It surprised me a little bit, but then I realized many of the people who are writing were about 8 or 9 years old when the 1984 Ghostbusters movie came out. It was kind of a sentimental moment in their lives. I think there's way too much talk about gender. I think that many of the people who were complaining were actually lovers of the original movie, not haters of women. We'll see how the reboot will hold up when it'll be released next week." In a related story on upcoming movies with plenty of controversy, producer Stephen Paul went on an interview with BuzzFeed and responded to the controversy of casting Scarlett Johansson as Makoto in the upcoming live-action adaptation of Ghost in the Shell. His argument is that the world of Ghost in the Shell is more international that encompasses many nationalities instead of just one. He explained, "I don't think it was just a Japanese story. Ghost in the Shell was a very international story, and it wasn't just focused on Japanese. It was supposed to be an entire world. That's why I said the international approach is, I think, the right approach to it." We'll see how international it is when the movie will hit theaters on March 31st, 2017. He certainly has the acting chops, but does he have the directing chops? Studio Canal UK has announced that Idris Elba will be directing his first film with Yardie, based on the novel of the same name by Victor Headley. The story of the book is about a courier by the name of D who carried a kilo of cocaine from Jamaica to London and decided to sell it himself. No cast has been announced for the project, but Brock Norman Brock is writing the script, and Island Records will provide the soundtrack. If you're going to come into this thinking this will be exactly like the show, then you might be in for a surprise. In an interview with the Huffington Post, Bryan Cranston reveals that the tone of the upcoming Power Rangers movie will be a lot more serious than the TV show is based on. He continued by comparing it to the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy. He stated, "This is as different a reimagining as the Batman television series as it became the Dark Knight movie series. There are tenets of the folklore that you hold on to for sure, but the inspiration is different, and the sensibility of it, and the approach of the film making it completely different. We'll see how different the movie is when the film will be released on March 24th, 2017. What a way to celebrate this occasion than to literally bring the original Kickboxer back. Jean-Claude Van Damme has signed on to appear in Kickboxer Retaliation, which will be directed by the writer and producer of Kickboxer Vengeance, Dimitri Logothetis. Van Damme has previously been the star of the other films for the franchise, including Vengeance and the original 1989 Kickboxer. The new sequel will also be featuring Kirk Sloane as the main character, Moosey, Ronaldinho, and Mike Tyson. There is no confirmation about whom Van Damme will play in the film. The filming of the picture will begin in Thailand next week. We still don't know what it is, but we know the cast is growing. Justin Timberlake and Juno Temple are now going to be among the cast, along with Kate Winslet and Jim Belushi, in Woody Allen's 48th feature film. There have been no confirmation about what this movie will be called or what it's about, but the only information we know about it is that it will be a drama set in New York City in the 1950s. The filming of the movie will begin this fall. Allen is now currently in post-production on his first television series that will star himself, Miley Cyrus, and Elaine May that will premiere later this year on Amazon Prime Video. Time to teach you guys a little history on babes. Silver Bullet Entertainment has got the rights to turn the book Clara Bow, Runnin' Wild by David Sten into a feature film. Sten will be both writing the script for the film and produce it along with Mike Witherell and David Silver. Silver stated, "The Clara Bow story is one of the most intriguing stories in all of Hollywood. She was an amazing actress and overcame countless obstacles in her rise to stardom. We have wanted to do this project for a long time." Bow has been regarded as an icon in the roaring 20s, appearing in almost 60 films, most of them silent, and is considered one of Hollywood's first ever sex symbol. Production of the film will begin in the first quarter of 2017. And that's all I've got for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to head on down to film-book.com for all the latest movie and TV news, along with their columns on the box office and their theatrical release schedule. Also, you can follow them on whatever social media you'd like. And while you're at it, you can follow me on my YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter if you're more into stuff like animation, Disney, and my weird sense of humor. If you were watching this on YouTube, then hit that like button and come subscribe to us, and also leave a little comment on what you think on the news this week. If you were listening to this on a podcast on iTunes or any other podcast service, then don't forget to rate and review what you just heard. Tune in next time for another round of Movie News Weekly, and until next week, see you later, dudes!